Hello everyone. Today we'll talk about talent performance management in this particular video. So exactly about recruitment and how do we coach talent so that they are being retained in our organization for a longer duration of time. So every talent, every person, every employee who is retained over a long period of time, their productivity increases, and should I say the hiring cost decreases thereby. So yes, we are talking about potential, we are talking about engagement, we are talking about retainership, we are talking about building capabilities, and that is what the crux of the presentation is all about. It, remember, the topic name is talent performance management thereby. So what exactly is talent management? Putting the right people in the right skills, definitely in the right role to attain the business objective. Talent management may be defined as an implementation of integrated strategies, perhaps systems designed to improve processes for recruiting, developing, and retaining people with the required skills and aptitude to meet just about whatever the present requirement is all about it, and if possible the future requirements of the organization thereby. So yes, talent management is future oriented, future looking. Should I reassess the fact that it is all about implementation and multi-pronged strategies of systems designed to improve process, improve productivity, improve the quality of people thereby, and that is what talent management is all about. It, the mission is simple: to realize our people who are our most prized resources in supporting the goals of the organization. Mission is simple too: managing the talent of organization that provides the right mix of people to perform the work of the organization as it changes, as and when it evolves from one being to another, from one platform to another, from one tech to another technology. That is where we need to manage people, employees, and imbibe the fact of developing talent and skills in them, recruiting the best talent, as in the finding the right people, the team players, and the diversity thereby. Talent management is also to elicit the best responses in terms of performances, recognize rewards outstanding performances and outcome, provide opportunities for the professional development of person thereby. Talent management aims to identify, develop a credible pipeline of people to deliver organization business plan, as in succession planning perspective. What we are looking at it, developing the people that make the biggest, and should I say the most impactful difference to the business, particularly those with the potential of work, who is working at the pinnacle level, at the highest force of level in terms of work segmentation and perspective thereby. Engaging and retaining the best people. Why? Because we need to maximize contribution perspective ever since. Get generating informations about talent demand, about talent supply, so that the organization can best fit for the present and probably for the future. This is what we call about the workforce planning perspective thereby. Developing the capabilities of all people across the organizations to drive business performances. Organization performance perspective, as on when on basis we go about it. Embed business driven process to identify, develop potential. Process perspective, we are talking about everything with respect to the process, the step by step working of the organization. Facilitate a two-way communication, every communication with a feedback. That means the loop is complete to understand the true interest and aspiration of employee about the individual perspective. So where do your talent management activities focuses upon? Does this focus only on attracting people, retaining people, or developing people? Probably 56% of them definitely does so. Is it all about recruiting high potential entrants in an early career? Probably yes. Catching them young and making them grow is something what we are looking for, 60% of the thing. Developing all your employees is your 62% of the goal. High potential at the number of levels, career phases consists of 74%. A pipeline of potential senior management perhaps comprises the 80% of crux of the talent management focus thereby. Let me assume the trends that is there in the talent management. Closer integration of talent management with business strategy makes sense, because that will be the right fit for it. As the business evolves, the qualities of the manpower will be changing, so would be the skills development and acumen thereby. And that is what the trends in talent management is all about. It increasing the level of engagement of senior leaders in global and functional perspective. This is how we want to go around it. We should ensure the fact that increasing of the levels of engagement in senior leaders in global and functional talent purviews or reviews more robust potential assessment and using consistent process such as the 9 box grid which we have already seen. We have spoken about the low performer, the mediocre performer, the average performer, or the solid performer, and the top talent bracket that these people come in. That is the 9 box bracket. Interest in broader range of talent group, for example the technical specialist. Now there are a lot of specialists that comes around it. We're talking about surgeons probably in the medical line. We're talking about AI developers in terms of information technology. We are talking about research and development as in the molecular genetics, things like that. Needs to understand talent management challenges in high growth, high emerging markets. Absolutely vibrancy is there about the high growth and high talented market that we are looking into it. Shift from an employee centric approach to a talent management approach. It's no longer an employee to be viewed as a cost center, but probably as a business partner in due courses of life. So what are we looking at it? We're looking at the business context. Business contexts have changed. Earlier time it was leaderships were engaging people. It is now the leaders are just enabling or empowering people perhaps. It all consists of individual focus, clear scope of purpose, talent development and deployment, forecasting capabilities, effective process and measures thereby. Let me give you a business context driven. First and foremost thing, with the leaders engage or leaders enabled, how do you go around it? It's all about goals, all about strategy, all about total quality management perspective. Now talking about leaders engagement, it means understanding the business risk with the talent management. Who are committed partners in the talent process? Who are your vendors? Who can you depend upon it? Clear scopes and perspective will tell the end objectives of the organization, the end cultural values, ethos of the organization, where it will be focusing upon, what are the efforts and why so. Effective process and measures will insist upon the robust and consistent approach, reliable information for leaders, for individual employees. Let us come with the forecasting supplies or capabilities thereby. This is a balance between a short-term needs and a long-term aspiration. Absolutely must requirement for existing business where we are trying to hammer down the cost every now and then and probably increase our productivity thereby. Criteria to make or probably buy or probably even outsource the decision thereby. So talent development and deployment is what we are looking into, beyond assessment, beyond planning, and overcoming obstacles which might not be actually been very clearly seen or visible. There's no clarity. We're talking about cross organization movement thereby. Yes, we are individual focused. Linking to engagement, linking to productivity and retention is to be understood. Open career conversation, which are genuinely two-way, absolutely both way, because communication needs to be completed. The loop has to be encircled every now and then. That is where the leaders move from leaders being engaged to leaders being enabled. This is where the personal development is supposedly a role model for top department, top management of the whole organization. The mindset itself has to change. Leaders has to be trained and developed to identify, probably coach or even mature talent. To a certain extent that becomes beneficial not only for the individual but also for the leaders and the organization long run. The foundation, what is the foundation of the for existing talent development management or talent performance management? We are talking about for change workshops. Absolutely yes, definitely we are have a number of workshops that comes around it. The need for having a formalized cohesive framework, probably benchmarking and conversation, talent management group thereby. We're looking at long range planning. Recognizing the talent is essentially critical to the success of the organization. Industry and higher education, having a good pedigree in terms of the skills, abilities and the outcome that a person would be imbibing upon it. We are talking about talent management certification and so on and so forth. Allow me to come to the last screen of your video altogether. What are we looking out here? Rewards and performances? Probably yes, in terms of pay, in terms of growth opportunities, in terms of awards, in terms of university recognition. What are we looking at? Talent assessment planning in terms of core and technical competency identification, bench strength assessment, retention, attrition assessment, succession planning, job profile classification, for talent acquisition sourcing, recruitment, talent mobility, promotion, hire, orientation, and onboarding. Rest comes is performance management. Performance management essentially means nothing but all about assessing performances, coaching performances, developing personalities, professional development, and reclassification of the person, the job, the context. Last but not the least is all about L&D, learning and development, leadership development, management development, skill development, core competencies development. These are the four areas that one needs to give a thrust upon, and you will see the organization become one of the most successful, viable, and probably pertinent organization in days to come, in years to come, in decades to come. With this, I come to an end of this video. Probably you've understood everything that needs to be done with talent performance management per se. Thank you for watching this video till the end.